And why this program is built like this, and how this program is going to help you with harder courses like your honors, AP courses, and everything. Okay, so yes, let's get started. There are two kinds of learners: deep learners and surface learners. So that's like, I will tell you the main difference between them. And in this program, you're forced to be a deep learner. Okay. So surface learners, they sort of they're the main points kind of people. They're skimmers. Okay. I was a surface learner for a while because of my ADHD. I didn't have the patience to sort of dig deeper and do that. Right. So they are surface learners. They just grasp the top most concepts that are important enough to answer in the exam. They memorize, they do rote, right? But deep learners, they dig deep into the topic, right? They go through, they go, it's like peeling the onion, right? They want to peel the onion and go to the core, and that's what it is. They're constantly asking a question and not accepting things the way it is. Why is it like this? I mean, why can't it be like this? How is it like this? So they are the kind of deep learners, right? They want to understand a topic like really deeply, right? So that's something that is extremely important. And I had to be a deep learner so that I can teach concepts to my students. Got it? And I'm going to dig deep into surface learners. They concentrate on the main point, the main facts. They're kind of rushed. They sort of memorize a few things, right? And they cannot recall everything that is there, right? Like if a test is sort of is not very to the point, it's more divergent. There are certain assessment tests that are more divergent. The surface learners will not score well. Get it? So that's what it is. But deep learners, what they do is they assign meaning to what they are learning, right? And they think critically about it. They ask questions: why, how, what, and they're more engaged with the concept. They want to master that concept, right? So they retain them long term. The knowledge that they acquire, they retain them long term. And also, please don't think that deep learners are very high in IQ, or you have to be of an IQ of 130 or something. No, that's not it at all. Okay, anybody can be a deep learner, right? So that's it. The features of them, I'm just going to like sort of dig deeper. So the deep learners, they relate the topic ideas to the past knowledge and experiences, right? They're able to draw conclusions, sort of make connections, right? Our brain works in such a way, retains things when you make connections with certain things, right? But the surface learners, they are unreflective. Their facts are not very descriptive. You get that? It's just to the point, right? I mean, you ask me this, I'm giving you that. I'm not going to dig deep into it, right? So it really affects you when you come in high school. Nobody teaches you how to be a deep learner. It's actually a talent, or something that you can acquire it. You get it? It's not like you're born with it. Nothing in the world is what you're born with it, right? But I started off as being an ADHD coach, I started off coaching students who were struggling with their grades. Get it? So I worked very closely with them. I sort of applied my learnings little by little. I understood their patterns. I sort of got an in-depth view into the way they operate. And that sort of helped me develop all my programs. You get it? I've worked with students who had social issues, who sort of depended too much on the social media, that they were not making connections with real people. I also worked with a student who was so confrontational with everybody, who could not just make friends. I mean, no, he had to fight with everybody, right? So there were some strategies that I had to teach him. Then I had this girl, wonderful girl, who had this disease called perfectionism. She would not submit her homework because she was like, ugh, my homework is not perfect. God, the teacher is going to like make fun of me, or he's going to look down on me. I'd rather not submit my homework at all, right? And I have had students who went through all these different issues, and they didn't fall into the special education realm of 504 or IEP. You get it, right? So they didn't get that extra help, but they didn't know the techniques and they were struggling. And let me tell you something about your generation. I've worked so closely that I know that your generation is 10x times more intelligent than when we were your age. It's because of the human evolution. The brain has evolved, right? So your processing speed is much better, right? Grasping is much better. But where you lack is that discipline, the concentration, and the deep learning. Got it? And that is the problem that I absolutely wanted to solve, right? And so that took me a lot of research, digging deep, and also conveying knowledge and teaching children, and also realize that this generation, they are eternal learners. They want to gain a lot of knowledge, right? They're hungry for knowledge. It's like the Popeye and the spinach, right? Popeye always keeps filling with the spinach. So you need that knowledge, and that is what I wanted to give. But it's not like you guys are not consuming knowledge. When your parents say, you know what, when I was your age, I used to read books, and you guys are always on devices. But the thing is, you are gaining knowledge from the devices, right? Your method of gaining knowledge, the vehicle has changed, right? From the traditional book to online, right? But you're still gaining knowledge, right? But along with, let me just kill my distractors. I killed it. So that's the problem I'm trying to solve, right? Does it make sense? Am I just rambling aloud? Who here resonates with you? Thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you think? Yeah. Right. So that's what we have. And when it comes to critical thinking, deep learners think critically, right? Surface learners, again, they don't make connection, interaction with content and ideas. And also, when I was an academic study skills coach for my students, I would also speak with teachers, right? I would be Sanjana, thank you for letting me know that. Let me unlock the meeting, but I just got scared that I got Zoom bombed because I heard some music. Yes, Dyuti, it was a completely random, scary person who shared a lot of profanities, and it was bad. And that's the reason I'm super paranoid about who joins. Okay, so some people can still join. I will lock it back again. Okay, and like I was like I was saying, I have worked with students, and I've spoken to the teachers, right? Your teacher is the biggest advocate, and anytime you're struggling with a subject, please go to your teacher. And they will tell you exact. The best question that you can ask your teacher is, what does it take for me to get an A in the class? Can you please tell me how I can do that? They will give you the steps. There's no shame in asking them. So a lot of times I've spoken to teachers on the students' behalf to find out how I can fix it. And they are so welcoming to work with me, to work with the student. And they would tell me exactly where the problem was, and also tell me how it needs to be fixed. And I would make it like a plan and follow up with the students. And we did see good results. You get it? So that is the whole thing about it. It's like you can write a research paper and get it published, but my concern is you need to gain those foundational knowledge that's like super important to survive in high school. High school is brutal, right? Our American system is such that in the elementary school, you're eating cookies and brownies and not doing much. The middle school is like fairly okay, where you gain some skill. High school is like a hockey stick. It's like rabidly hard. But the thing is, they've not given you skills to withstand the curriculum, right? Who's taught you these skills? No one. It's just thrown like, oh, your parents throw AP classes at you, honors class, you have to get into this college, you have to go into this extracurricular activities. Oh, I signed you up for the research program. I don't even think they asked you for that. They just threw you into this ocean, right? So I want to fix that problem, like seriously fix that problem. And that is why I teach study skills, right? So that's what it is. And when it comes to information, deep learners are able to type from different sources, right? So that is what you're gaining in this research. You're already adulting. This research is adulting, right? A PhD student would be doing what you're doing. Got it? You're tying information from all these sources, like from so many different sources, right? And the kind of topics that you're going after, boom, they're like freaking mind-blowing, right? So that's what you're doing here, and this is a forum for you. It may seem like I'm Cruella de Vil, but dude, I'd rather be Cruella de Vil than someone else who makes it easy, right? So that's what you're doing, and I was trying to think of how to fix this problem, right? And I cannot make you sit down and tell you, come on, tie this information. Okay, now come on. I'm going to sit here. Your executive functioning skill is metacognition is not a good skill that you have. I want you to sit down and fix it. Is that even possible? Right? It's not. It's only possible when you give a practical experience with it. So with this research program, this is what are the fringe benefits. You get it? The fringe benefits that you're getting from this program is not just writing. The amount of knowledge that you're gaining from the learning is tremendous. Got it? And along with that, you're developing a discipline that's going to help you with the AP biology or the chemistry or the psychology or whatever hard AP courses that you're going to take in school. Okay. Okay, now the argument. Argument is not about arguing. It's about when you have the physics, like the free response question, the FRQs or other things. See, there are three components that you need to master: critical thinking, logical reasoning, and problem solving. Got it? And that comes from real life examples, right? If you just focus on academics, oh yeah, I'm going to get good grades. I'm going to be good at math. No, you got to sort of develop these skills. And this is something that I was most curious about when my children were growing up. So for 20 minutes, my sons needed to sit and solve puzzles. Okay. The first day I made them sit, it's like, Mom, I have to go to the bathroom. Mom, I'm hungry. Mom, this. I didn't give up. I consistently made them sit for 20 minutes. They could pick whatever puzzle that was there. And also I gave them hard puzzles. And the intention was not to solve those puzzles, but rather build concentration to do that, right? And this is what I tell other parents, and I give them resources to do that, right? So this is like very, very, very foundational. And also to sharpen your mind, you can even go to the dollar store or Five Below. I love Five Below because it was previously a bookstore, which got converted to the Five Below, and you will get all kinds of books. I want you to go and like flex your brain with those logical reasoning problems that are there, right? So you need to constantly challenge your brain into pushing it to solve those problems, because when you take on courses like AP Calculus BC or statistics, you cannot be a surface learner, right? They're all college level courses. Yeah. And content, also that's the reason I teach you about mind map. Like use tools like Quizlets, like flashcards, like draw pictures, and anything. You need to be able to connect the dots, right? And that's when the brain retains it. Get it? So building a structure, right? I go to such a level that I make my students take the Myers-Briggs personality test. Got it? The reason is, of course, I invested a lot of money in getting certain tools, where the Myers-Briggs personality also helps you with the learning, with how you learn in the class, right? If there's an introverted student, that student is not going to necessarily like a class which has group discussions. If you have a teacher who sort of relies a lot on group discussion, an introverted person is not going to be able to survive. An extroverted person can do that, right? And also I'm an ENFP. So in the sense that I need my learning to be structured in a way. So I've got to make that structure so that I can survive in that class. So these are some of the skills that you've got to pick up and map it out.